Thank you for tuning in to the Helium Radio Network. You are listening to a rebroadcast of a previously recorded show.
Welcome to Sessions with Sarah on Helium Radio Network. Today I'm here with the Glazers. It sounds like a little reality show. A brother and sister duo, Mitch and Chelsea. How are you guys? Welcome to the show.
Doing great.
Good.
Thanks for having us, Sarah.
Oh, I'm really excited to talk to you guys about Fredi. It's this natural supplement you guys have that will give you energy, which I need a lot of that during the pandemic and working at the pharmacy every day. So I'm really excited to talk to you about that. So that's a really awesome discovery. But
yeah, awesome.
You guys have awesome backgrounds. So who wants to start? Mitch talking about Wall Street or Chelsea talking about Launch It Girl? I'll let you guys fight that one out.
So first, we can also say that the name of the company is Fredi, and it was inspired by Freddie Mercury. It's inspired by Freddie Mercury, because if you see our sort of catchphrase for Fredi, it's success at work starts with wellness. And we're sort of trying to give this like very, empowering sort of message within all of our content, within all our messaging. And our product itself is also supposed to help you, battle the ups and downs of daily life and stress at work. And so when we were brainstorming, we were like, oh, what do we want to call it? And one of us during that brainstorming call started like breaking out in song. We were like, oh, we want to give some like "Don't Stop Me Now" vibes. And we were like, yeah, "Don't Stop Me Now" like Queen. And then we were like Freddie Mercury, and then Fredi. Fredi. Maybe we'll just call it Fredi.
Yeah. Yeah, this was like after like 3 or 4 hours of we had already thought we had a name, and then we had a trademark issue and we couldn't go through with that name. And then we're like, what the heck do we call it? And we'd been on the phone for like 3 hours. And we're starting to get delirious. And then, it just turned into a karaoke session, which led to our, the discovery of the name.
That's a really cool concept. It's like names, like we've had to rename this podcast maybe 3 times. So I understand. And it always just comes out of nowhere when you're not thinking about it or brainstorming. So that's really cool. So Chelsea, are you a big Freddie Mercury fan, or is it the brother?
We're both Queen fans. I love Queen.
and I loved I loved the movie Bohemian Rhapsody. It was so good. It kind of like re-sparked the Queen.
Oh thing. Yeah. So I go through like random phases at least every other month where all I listen to is Queen for like a week straight.
That's funny. I haven't seen that movie, but everybody loves it. So now that I have a little bit more downtime, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah,
definitely worth the watch. Absolutely. But so anyway, I'll start off with my background because it kind of leads into how we kind of merged as a team to create Fredi. So I started off working on Wall Street as an investment banker. I was out in San Francisco, and I don't know if you're familiar with the sort of notorious, rigorous lifestyle of junior bankers, but if you go on forums, if you listen to it, it's like absolutely horrible. And it's like a Marine boot camp for the business world. And you're truly expected to be on call every single second of your life, whether it's 3 a.m., like does not matter. And so I can vouch it was exactly like that. And basically I was pulling all-nighters all the time, 100-hour work weeks. My record was over 140 hours in 1 week. And so I think I didn't sleep like 4 or 5 days that week. And so this sort of horrible lifestyle, which was fueled by caffeine and frequenting the candy jar that was in the office, it kind of culminated to this one bad 6-week period where I pulled 16 all-nighters during those 6 weeks. And then every other night I was sleeping at most like 3 or 4 hours. And it got to the point at the end of it where I got home one night at 5 a.m. and I had to be back in the office by 9 a.m. And I went to put my head down on my pillow to get those 3 hours, and my brain started buzzing with electricity. And I was just like, whoa, what was that? And so then I was trying to shake it off, just go back to bed. And then it happened again. And then I was like, oh, shit, like, am I having a stroke or something? Like, this is
Right.
like, because it's like violent, like in my head, like I have no idea what's going on.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, I think I'm having a stroke. So then that sends me into a panic attack. And so
Mm-hmm.
now I'm like really, really freaking out. And so then I get out of my bed because it feels like a coffin. Like I don't want to be in there. I feel like I'm going to die. And so I walk out to the family room. I take out my phone and I dial 911. It's like dialed on my phone,
Oh my God.
and my finger is hovering over the call button. And I'm just like, shit, do I really want to admit to myself that I neglected myself this badly, that I need to go to the hospital? This is ridiculous.
Right.
I ended up not calling the ambulance, and I ended up falling asleep, kind of sitting up on my couch for 2 or 3 hours before going back to the office. And then I was able to slowly climb back from that. But that moment is what made me realize that I am not invincible. And if I don't take care of myself, like I actually could suffer some sort of health, something, like I could, I'm not going to, just, I can't just abuse myself nonstop. And so that sent me on this sort of journey of how do I get back my wellness? How do I start feeling good again? And so, our first product is this nootropic supplement, which we'll talk about in a bit, which was only one of the things that I implemented in my life at that time. I started, eating much better. I started sleeping again. I started working out much harder. I started meditating. I started taking cold showers. I started taking public speaking classes, which turned into improv classes once I got to LA. And basically I just started starting to really just you can look at it as hack my way back to wellness, but really it was just doing things that made me feel good and happy and confident, which were the things that I was completely neglecting to do before. And so when I decided I just wanted to leave investment banking altogether,
Right.
I was thinking I wanted to start a company, and I was like, what better company to start than one that's sort of built around this journey that I just went around. And this one product, this supplement, nootropic supplement, would be the perfect sort of first product to build this company around. And at the time I was thinking, I was like, all of the other products out there that sell this stuff, they're very masculine. They're very intimidating. A lot of them use synthetic ingredients when they really don't need to. They're natural ingredients that do an amazing job of what people are looking for, so I'll preface, a nootropic supplement is a brain boosting, sort of cognitive enhancing sort of supplement. And all of the other brands sort of pitch it as a limitless pill, when really it can be just an all natural supplement that works 2, 3, 4 times better than coffee, but it's not a limitless pill. You're not Bradley Cooper, and you can just see algorithms in your brain. You're still a normal person. You're just feeling truly at the top of your game. And so
I need more of that in my life.
We all do. That's exactly it. And so I was like, I want to create this product, but I want to use only all natural ingredients. And it needs to be appealing to women, because right now, all the brands that are doing it, they're masculine and they're intimidating. And so Chelsea, she has co-founded a branding agency called Launch It Girl. And so her whole job is building companies from the ground up for women. And so she was the obvious perfect person to consult on this as the first person.
Right.
So I gave her a call and started talking to her about the idea, and I'll let Chelsea take it from there, because that's kind of when we started discussing this idea together.
Yeah. So I'll back up and give you a little bit of my background too, which is not nearly as straightforward as Mitch's journey to Wall Street. I've worked in real estate development. I started a small environmental advocacy organization. I worked for Microsoft for a hot second. I started a company around happiness data and consulting with various stakeholders across different sectors of how do you collect and utilize happiness data. I was jumping all over the place. I think I scared the crap out of our family. What are you doing? But ultimately what I realized was, I got fired from a WeWork. There's a whole bunch of, there's a whole bunch.
Were you not happy enough for them?
That's a whole story. But that was bizarre. But there's just been so many things that I've kind of started, and whether it was an odd job or started a little organization or that business. And my first business. And I just kind of got to the point where I realized that what I really love doing is starting things and helping other people start things and kind of helping them clarify their ideas and get their visions really clear and get just be able to communicate what it is that they're trying to do.
Right.
And so I started leaning into my first love, which was writing. I've been a creative writer my entire life, be like staying up late past my bedtime, like scribbling stories into a notebook. And so I started copywriting and helping people just kind of slowly with, their about sections at first. And then I started writing full websites. And then I met my co-founder of Launch a Girl, Lauren, who's a web and graphic designer. And it was just a really natural fit. And so we started Launch a Girl. And then when Mitch came to me with this idea, he'd also, I missed a big part of that, which is, at one point there, I had said yes to so many things and had spread myself so thin across so many different projects, just kind of trying to figure out like, what was my thing? That I got so burnt out. I was like trying to run this organization, trying to work a job, trying to like get involved in other clubs and organizations too. And I was like, not really seeing any like success. Like I didn't feel successful in any area of my career, my hobbies. And I just kept pushing myself harder and harder. Like, okay, well, I'm not feeling successful in this area. So I'm just going to keep trying new things and keep doing more things until I got to a point that I just felt so exhausted and was completely burnt out. And I didn't know what was going on, but I was getting like so many heart palpitations, and I was having basically like a daily panic attack at some point or other. And then I finally went to a doctor and I thought I needed like an EKG scan. And they're like, no, you just have like a lot of anxiety. It's like,
the two of you.
Yeah. And so like this was happening, me pursuing passion projects and Mitch obviously in a super high pressure job, but we took completely different paths. And we both got to the same point around the same time, but like completely separately. And I started also implementing like a whole new wellness practice into my life, like trying to figure out, what I like completely stripped down my diet and was eating way better, stopped drinking coffee. For a while, I drank coffee again, but there's so many things that I started to do better and just started really focusing on my wellness and starting to get my health back, and then was able to see a little bit more clearly what was going on and started being able to make more intentional choices for what I wanted to do next in my career, which led me to actually founding Launch a Girl. So, so fast forward, and then Mitch came to me with this idea, and nootropics had also been something he'd talked to me about. And honestly, I was really weary to try them because he was telling me about this one. It had a bunch of synthetic ingredients in it. I didn't really know what it was. He was describing being like super wired and having crazy dreams. And he's like, you can't drink any alcohol with it or anything because it's
really?
Like that was one of the ones he was taking. And so I at first I was kind of like, I don't really want to try this. But then he told me he found some like 100% all natural and they were way more mellow and he liked them way better. So I gave those ones a try and I was like, oh, these are great. So then when he came to me with the idea, we started talking about how women just are not reached with this industry and the messaging. If he hadn't told me about them, I never would have figured it out or I wouldn't have had any interest in trying them myself. And so I started thinking about all the women I work with at Launch a Girl they're like working full-time jobs, they have kids, they're coming to us and starting their side business. And we're like, how do you have time to do all of these things? I'm like, these are the women that need a product like this. And there's nothing on the market right now that's appealing to them or really educates them about the benefits of the product and how safe it is and effective it is. So we were thinking when we wanted to create a brand, we really wanted to create it for women like my clients who were balancing it all, wanted something safe and that felt really healthy to consume. And we decided to create this brand for them and also to really encourage them to do what we've done, which is start putting our wellness first. And just because you get so much further in your career and towards your goals when you're taking care of you first. So that's how we decided to create the brand. And then obviously Mitch was like, well, I can't really build this like women's empowerment brand on my own. And so he asked me to join him as his co-founder. So we started that. It's been like 18 months since we've been building the company and we officially launched it in April.
Oh, that's awesome. I think it's a great idea. I like that you are basing it towards women because, sometimes, those are the people who are buying the products more likely and showing them to like their significant others or whatever. So, I mean, that's a great thing. Plus, like what you guys are saying, like most people feel that burnout, like myself, we're working like crazy 40-hour weeks. We're working in COVID. And you know how corporations are, they are pushing us to the max with no thank you. So
Absolutely.
I know where you're both coming from extremely. So tell us a little bit about the product and how it works and when, what time of day do you take it and all that?
Yeah, so it's, as we were saying, all natural product. It's basically a blend of herbs and mushrooms and amino acids. And you take it in the morning. You can take it with your coffee if you want. There's only 50 milligrams of caffeine in there from green coffee beans. So it's that's about 1/4 the amount of caffeine in a standard cup of coffee. So if you're not super sensitive to caffeine, you could take it with your morning coffee or a glass of water, light breakfast. And it just gives you this calming, focused energy where you just are able to show up to work. You don't feel wired like you do when you have your like third cup of coffee and you kind of get the sweats and the jitters and you're just like, whoa.
When is this over?
You don't get that. You get this really calm, kind of collected energy. Like it helps you manage stress. It boosts your mood. It helps you with memory retention. It helps with verbal fluency. There's so many benefits to it that it just gives you this kind of clear-headedness and calmness to approach your day with.
Oh, I love that. I think so many people like Mitch, you probably needed that when you were on Wall Street doing all this craziness.
Oh, it was absolutely game changing. And, we always say that this is just one piece of a broader thing that's going to really, make you feel your best. But the beautiful part about it, which is why we started with it, is it's just so easy to implement. It's just 2 capsules in the morning with breakfast. And then that kind of just starts this like upward spiral of feeling good and doing good work and building confidence. And, then it's easier to kind of like build the fitness routine into it because you're feeling good and you feel like you're on top of your game, and it's easier to build everything else. And so it's kind of like, we like to think of it as the easiest thing to kind of like spark that upward spiral of success.
You start connecting with people better because you're not in a garbage mood. Like there's so many benefits. Yeah.
I would need that this week because I've been in a garbage mood.
Honestly, I feel like everyone's been in a garbage mood.
It's hard in COVID. It's hard.
It really is. And like people like, we got to get this into people's hands because they're so cranky when they come to the pharmacy. Oh my God, I didn't do anything. And now like somebody who's always positive like me, it's starting to drain our souls. I will tell you, it is so.
Yep.
I completely resonate with that. Yeah. Like just be nice.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely, we'll get you some merchandise, and then obviously
I'm all for it.
some focus by Fredi as well in the mail.
Yes,
I think that would be actually. I think this would be a great little friendship, and maybe we have you as sponsorship or something on this because I would love to get this out there. Where can people purchase it currently? Did you say you launched it 18 months ago? So
we just launched officially in April. We've been building the company for about 18 months and then launched in April of 2020. It does. So we are, we're available on our website, which is wearefredi.com, and Fredi is Fredi. I'm sure people can see that in show notes, but we're available there, and we're also available on Amazon. However, we are currently sold out. Hopefully by the time this actually goes live and is published, we're back in stock, but we are.
I did see you were out of stock.
Yeah, we're hard at work getting back in stock. We had a huge spike in sales over the holidays, and just like, it was pretty exciting. Good problem to have for sure, but we are
100%.
So we're available for pre-order right now on our website only. And then
for 20% off.
Yeah, for 20% off. And then once we're back in stock, we'll be available on both our website and Amazon again.
Oh, that's
we have
great.
Subscriptions as well, and you can subscribe because you get 1 month supply per bottle. So if you subscribe monthly, then you get what's the percentage off, Mitch? It's 15?
You get 15%, but then you also get free shipping each month, and so it shakes out to over 20% off of each bottle because you're not paying for shipping and get the discount.
Mm-hmm. And what's some of the feedback that people are giving you? Are they loving it and just like life-changing for them, especially during that 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock slump?
We get so many messages that just like make me so happy from people who are obsessed with the product and it's making such a difference for them. We've heard such a huge range of benefits and ways that it's improving their life and their health. Some of my favorite ones are like, when people tell us, and I definitely say this, like, our product is not intended to treat or cure any conditions. But we do have people letting us know that they're able to actually wean off of their like prescription medication for ADHD, who it's like their prescription medication is making them feel really crappy. Like they have a ton of anxiety or like other people. Yeah. There's like a huge range of side effects to those. And so we've had a lot of people actually tell us that they've been able to start using ours as an all natural alternative for their issues with focus, and that's been really awesome. So we've heard a ton of people telling us that they're like super happy to not have those side effects anymore. But we also get people telling us things like they have less jaw pain because they clench their jaw when they're stressed, and taking this, they're like able to manage their stress better. And then they don't have that like clenching and the pain that they get from that. Like, there's so many awesome things. We had someone reach out during, like kind of in the, like a few months ago, and just say like, hey, just sent a link to a book she published. And she's like, I just wanted to thank you. I've been taking your product, and like your posts have encouraged me so much that like in a small way, you guys helped me write my book. I was like,
oh, cool.
So cool.
That's great.
That made me like tear up. I was like, that makes it all worth it. Yeah. So there's tons of different things. Mitch, did you want to add anything to that?
I think it's just been pretty amazing to see, obviously there's the individual anecdotes like that, but there's been times where we've spent a bunch of money on marketing one month and we've had a big month because of that. And then the next month, we've none of the podcasts that we've scheduled have come out yet. And so we literally basically have done zero marketing at all the next month. And then sales just continue to keep flowing in. And it's clearly from word of mouth. And it's clearly from satisfied customers telling their friends and family about it. And it's like very like, we're just watching the sales come in. We're like, where are these sales coming from? We're not marketing at all.
Isn't that crazy? Like when you do the less work and this all of a sudden it's working out. That's like, I get that. It's so crazy when you put all this money and dollars into something and then kind of do a little and it just like booms. Like you're like, what is happening?
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, like the numbers do speak for themselves, as Mitch was saying, and like our unsubscribe rate is insanely low. Like we were expecting it to be way higher, and we're like, wow, it's really low. It's really cool. People just really, really like it. You can really feel it. It's like you think about other multivitamins or other things that you may take for your wellness, but like you don't feel different like day to day. You don't necessarily, like maybe over time you may notice certain things with different supplements you're taking, but you feel by the third day of taking the product, you feel like very tangibly different. Like you really notice your focus and your energy levels. And like it's such a tangible feeling to be taking this product. And it's so like your brain health is something that I don't think anyone really focuses on enough. And so taking this supplement like for your brain health, you really feel it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, 2 points that you said, with the medical thing, ADHD is huge. I gotta tell you, like the amounts of 30-year-old males, it's just something I noticed personally coming into pharmacies before the pandemic, waiting at the gate to get in to get their Adderall. It's insane the amount of that is going on. And that stuff's not good to continually take over time. So, word of mouth about this and trying it out will be amazing to see, going forward for you guys, what comes out of that. And also, just not to take over the conversation, you talked about the jaw clenching. That is one of the number one things going on right now in COVID for dentists is lockjaw, because everybody's so stressed out from the COVID situation that, So that's another thing that I think you guys could probably capitalize on. I think I would mention that in the marketing and whatever. I mean, just from my knowledge about what's going on. So this would be like, I love this. I can't wait. I have to try it.
Yeah, we can't wait to get you some.
Yeah, we have a special reserve, fortunately, so we can get one shipped to you pretty quickly.
All right. Yay. VIP status today.
Yep.
All right. So Mitch, where do you see this going, for the rest of 2021?
So I think what the roadmap is, what it looks like is, as I mentioned before, this is just one piece of the wellness puzzle that I personally dealt with and that Chelsea dealt with. And so we want to start introducing more products, services, content, offerings in general that fall under the same umbrella of wellness at work. And so that could obviously go from things like sleep. It can go to things like
Sleep's huge.
Simple. Yeah. Sleep's huge. And it's, we're already sort of like working on a formula there that could be good. That I think has a very special angle that has a lot of, that's been neglected by a lot of other sleep supplements out there. And so that might be something that we roll out over the course of the next year or so. It's possible. But then down the road, we'd love to introduce other things that could fall under it could be simple diet things. It could be meditation focused. It could be, we're probably, going to stick to our niche and not sort of like be any sort of fitness brand, but maybe there's something that kind of that we can offer that can help you sort of like, fit that into your day somehow. There's a million different ways and avenues that we can go that can still just sort of be true to ourselves as wellness at work while sticking true to like our sort of brain health core. And so, that's what we plan on doing. I think our single product sort of company will be at least for the next 6 months, but after 6 months, once we go through, maybe a couple more batches of inventory, we could start rolling out some of our other ideas.
Yeah. And I think Chelsea will probably have all the answers for marketing on that, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. She will.
All right.
Yeah. We'll find him if I don't have him now.
I'll help you out. So thank you guys so much for coming on and talking about this. I'm really excited about this product. I'm more excited for this podcast actually to come out so people do get to see it. And what's your website that they can go to pre-order, I guess, because y'all sold out.
Yeah, they can head to wearefredi.com. So wearefredi.com. That's also our Instagram is just at wearefredi. They can check us out there. And then once we're back in stock, we're on Amazon too.
Awesome. Everybody's on Amazon.
And also just to make sure it sounds like a negative that we're sold out, but that just means you have to have delayed shipping and you get 20% off though. And so for any listener, you get 20% off. You just have to wait a few weeks. So it's not a big deal.
It's okay. It's okay. We've been sitting around at home. It's fine, guys. You can do that.
Exactly.
Every
day.
We've gotten really good at waiting.
Tight. I want you to hang tight, but thank you for joining Sessions with Sarah on Helium Radio today. And I can't wait to have you back on in a couple months to see where y'all are at. Thank you so much for your time today.
We'd love that.
Thanks, Sarah.
Right.
Thanks, Sarah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Helium Radio. The views expressed by show hosts or their guests are their own and should not be construed in any way as advice from Helium Radio. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our website. Personal perspectives expressed by producers, writers, and editors will always be presented as such. Any rebroadcast or retransmission without the express written consent of Helium Radio is strictly prohibited. Thanks for listening.